Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Wherever you are in the world and whatever you are up to. Hi, I'm Catherine Oster, and welcome to this week's edition of Coffee Chat. Hello, Robert. Good morning. So today we're going to chat about values. And I just really recognized in myself yesterday how I got more clarity on my values and how that is actually the fuel behind what I'm choosing. Hello, Karen. Good morning. So I'm going to see if I can try to put that into words for you today. So over this last year, actually, it's been a work in progress over the last year, discovering what I actually want to value, what I value in my life, and that's where I want to be putting my energy, my attention, and my values are driving the choices that I am making. So one of the things I'm valuing is myself. I am a value in my life. Another thing I'm valuing is ease. Like, I just want things to have more ease to them. Not to be easy. Don't confuse easy and ease. They're not the same. Ease is just this sense of flow, like with no matter what shows up. Even if it's something that's a little bit difficult or struggling, what would it take for me to find ease in this? That's what I've been asking for. Relationship, ease, peace, and myself and relationship. I just mentioned relationship. So anyway, I'm gonna go to yesterday, and I was, going about my day. So one of the things I do on Thursdays is I teach riding lessons in Lloydminster, which is about an hour drive away from me. And I was getting ready to go in the morning, and normally I will try to get a ride in on my horse before I leave. But something different happened yesterday. I chose something different yesterday. So I was heading out with my horse, and then Travis was going out. Travis is my husband, for those of you that might not know. He was going out to do chores. And I just paused for a moment, and I'm like, and this is a question I've been sitting with for about a decade now. So it really is just always present in my world. Like, what is actually going to create the greatest here this morning, spending my time? Is it going to be riding my horse, or is it going to be going out with Travis and doing chores with him for his cows? And it was actually going out to do chores. One of the things that has kind of come up in our relationship over the last month or so is he told me he doesn't feel like he's wanted. Hey, Nicole, good morning. He doesn't feel wanted, and so not that I can fix that feeling for him, because it's also something that he does need to cultivate in himself. But there's also an aspect of relationship to it when you're in a relationship with somebody else. And so I'm wondering, like, how can I contribute to him feeling wanted? And so I looked back to the past and all the choices, and I could actually see where possibly, I am feeding the energy of him not feeling wanted, because I'm not going to lie, I get a little distracted with what I got going on, and sometimes I forget the relationship needs attention. And so, so I'm like, well, how can if I'm going to value our relationship and I want it to continue on and be greater, how can I put my energy and attention there? And so it was just going out with him to do chores. So that's a place where he loves his cows. And that's something that I can go and do and be with him. It doesn't have to be every day, but just when it flows. And it literally just flowed yesterday. He was driving past me with a tractor, and I knew where he was going. I drove over and opened the gate, and then I jumped in the tractor with him for like an hour. And then, we just chatted. We chatted about different things, and that was me valuing. That was a choice that I made to value my relationship because I wanted to become greater into the future. And then he's going to feel like he's wanted in a relationship because, I teach riding lessons. I work at the Paradise Ranch in Western Wear. I facilitate classes. I travel around, and I just got back from Lake Lenore. And then we get kind of busy with the kids and 4-H, and I forget. The relationship falls on the back burner. And I'm so glad that he reminded me about that. So that was a value that fueled my choice. And then I made a quick lunch for them, and then I headed out to teach my riding lessons yesterday, and then it was really good. And he also does things for me, so it's always kind of like I've really been talking about lately, this balance in your life. And what do you value? And what do you value is going to drive your choices. So for a long time, over the last 10 years, I used to value fight. I valued fight so much, and I valued winning the fight and being right. And that showed up in my horse. My horse is somebody that I fought. My horse is something that I fought a lot. She would fight me. We would fight about everything to the degree where it was like crazy. It wasn't fun at all. And I hated it. And I almost sold her, really went down the path of selling her. This was the same horse that injured herself last year. So this is before that. And I really had to look at, what am I choosing to create this? Because I knew that if I sold her and I just got another horse, I would do the same thing with the next horse because I knew it wasn't about her. It was something within me. It was the fight and control. I valued control. So every single choice that I made was about feeding the fight. And Travis and I fought a lot as well. And I fought with my kids. There was a lot of but it wasn't all out yelling, screaming matches, things like that. It wasn't that. It was energetically fighting and energetically controlling. And nobody was really happy or peaceful. So really, I've really evolved that energy thanks to my horse. She actually really facilitated me looking at that over the last few years to peace. I'm valuing peace now over the fighting. And I used to value being right. And that was the fuel of the fight, to prove that I was right and that other people were wrong. And that is so not what it's about. And it's taken me a lot of, some time to evolve past that, where now my choices are no longer about being right or controlling or fighting. I am valuing cultivating, a really relationship with a person and my kids that's going to become greater in the future. Hey, Jackie G, good morning. Yeah. So yesterday it was so cool because I could just be present with myself as I made that choice. Present in a different way than I ever have been before. And another thing that I've been valuing is my health and my strength and my body. And over the last year, I've been choosing Pilates as a way to strengthen my health with my body. Pilates is a lot of deep gut work, I'm going to say, where the movements you do really get into the guts and really squishes out, the energy. What if your body is a creation of your points of view and the energy that you be? And when you get into doing Pilates or something where, what I love about Pilates is it's not a highly forceful, exertive workout. It's just the movements they appear to be very simple. It's not high impact either, yet the work is really deep. And so that's something that I've been choosing to strengthen my body, make it healthier. And my instructor had even said, like, sometimes your body's going to go through a detox period with Pilates, because you're really working like the fascia, the connective tissue, the digestive organs, and detox, it can show up as feeling a little bit sick, sinus, maybe some fever, some chills. And this last week, I've really had a breakthrough in Pilates with my body. I'm able to do movements with more ease. I'm recognizing I'm getting stronger, and something that I couldn't do before, I can now do, which was like climb a tree, which is your leg. It was so cool. And then my body's also kind of going through this detox right now of sinus and some coughing and congestion. And I'm like, what am I releasing and what am I opening up? And it's very, very exciting. And fasting is another thing that I am choosing. The value behind that is health. And, having a lot of people, not a lot, but a few people in my close circle the last year get diagnosed with cancer and have to, find their way through that diagnosis, I really started looking at what am I choosing right now, and looking at the future that those choices are creating. And then I don't even remember, it was my Pilates instructor. She told me about fasting and, got me onto Dr. Mindy Pelz, which I've talked about before. So I really dove into that. And fasting is something that your body goes through different stages as you are fasting, from sugar burning to fat burning, to like really resetting your gut microbiome, to autophagy, which is when your body's in autophagy, it goes through and cleans up all of the dead, diseased cells, and it keeps you younger, in better health. It can do so many things. It's so amazing. And I actually, one of my targets was to do a 72-hour fast before the end of this year. And I did it actually just before I headed off to Lake Lenore for Bars and Foundation. I did it that week, and like 72 hours with just water, black coffee, dandelion tea, and some electrolyte sticks in my water. And coming through that was definitely a different kind of experience. And so choosing that, and then facilitating Bars and Foundation, which was freaking phenomenal, to having a breakthrough with my body in Pilates this week, and this whole sinus thing going on, I'm like, wow, like I wonder what's changing. And when you are clear on the values of what you want to value in your life and where you want to put your energy and attention, then you can start to see different choices, perceive different choices in your life, where when you choose them, feed those values. So this is just a really light touch on values, although we did go kind of deep. But I think in January, I'm going to do like a call or a quick training about values and getting you present with what you are valuing right now and what you'd like to be choosing. Anyway, that's this week's coffee chat. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. Have a really amazing day wherever you are, whatever you're up to. And if you ever have any questions or comments, send me a message. And check out my new Facebook group. It's called Beyond What You Could Ever Imagine Possible. Come play there in the group, where we talk about possibilities and seeding possibilities and impossible things that showed up as possible. So I'll put a link to that group here with this video. Invite your friends and have an amazing day. I will see you later.